What does retrogression mean in the context of EB-5 and why should you care? Hello everybody, my name is Charles Rather. Again, I'm the founder, managing partner at AmLaw Group here in Miami, where we focus on business immigration for high net worth investors, entrepreneurs, and other professionals. In the context of EB-5, and any visa category for that matter, retrogression means that there are more people that have applied in that fiscal year for that particular visa category than available slots. Oftentimes it happens close to the end of the fiscal year, which is August and September, because the fiscal year for the US government is October 1st to the following October 1st. So sometimes in the course of that fiscal year, let's say maybe in August, September, they start to run out of slots or available visa options for that particular category, and retrogression occurs, although it's not always limited to the end of the year. In the case of EB-5, there is retrogression that goes back many years, especially if you're, say, a Chinese investor. I think retrogression is probably, at some point it was 15 years, maybe it's gone down a little bit since then. Again, the retrogression could be based on country of origin as well. So there's retrogression in general, or there could be retrogression for just certain countries. In the case of EB-5, generally it's based on the countries because, for example, in other visa categories, if there's some available slots left over, they're able to take available slots that were allocated to a particular country and they can apply them to countries where there's been greater demand. But in the EB-5 space, there are a few number of markets that have historically had very high applicants, and therefore even when they use unused slots from other countries, people from those particular countries still are not able to get a visa. So what countries am I referring to? Primarily, I would say it's China, India, and Vietnam. So if you were not born in any of those countries, generally you probably don't have to worry too much about retrogression because there's always available slots for people or applicants from your home country. Now I should mention retrogression for any type of visa applies to your country of birth, not the country where you currently have citizenship. So we might have a lot of clients, say, from Canada, but Canada is their second nationality or second citizenship, and maybe they were born, let's say, in China. So for purposes of any immigrant visa to the US, they look at your country of birth. So even though you may have a Canadian passport, they're still going to look to where you were born, and those rules for that country would apply to you. So like I said, in the EB-5 context, generally there's only about 2 or 3 markets that are severely retrogressed, being generally India, Vietnam, and China. So if you weren't born in any of those countries, you really don't have much to worry about. Now, if you were born in one of those 3 countries, the best options for you would be to apply for an EB-5 visa using one of the set-asides. So under the new law of 2023, they created several set-asides where they allocated a certain number of visa slots regardless of whatever the line was for the general overall line. So let's say, for example, you're from India. You were born in India and you don't want to wait that long period of time because of the retrogression. If you were to invest in a project, let's say in a rural area, because they've created a separate category for rural projects. Similarly, they've done that for infrastructure projects as well, although there are many fewer infrastructure EB-5 projects on the market. But there are quite a few rural ones. What that means is you're able to then, if you're of Indian descent, if you were to apply for a project in a rural area, and the number of slots had not been taken yet for the rural area projects that year, then you would basically be able to skip the line for Indian nationals. And so that's why under the new law, there's some new opportunities that have opened up that have greatly expedited the process for people from countries that have generally been retrogressed. So people from China, India, Vietnam primarily, they have the opportunity now to get their EB-5 processed as quickly as someone from any other country. And that's definitely causing an uptick in interest from investors worldwide, but in particular from these markets, because now they're able to apply and move along just as quickly as anybody else. If you have further questions about EB-5, check out some of our other videos. Feel free to leave comments or questions in the commentary below on this video, or even better yet, subscribe to our channel and reach out to us for a consultation to advise you on your best options for transitioning to the U.S., whether it's through EB-5 or any other option. Again, this has been Charles Rather, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.